Welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. We have a wonderful guest in the studio. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Right. Mwah.
Miss Renee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, the host of the Renee Allen and Friends Show here on WLVS Radio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. Well, this platform is for people to really know what's going on, not just locally, but globally.
Oh, I love it. They say you're the man's the head, but we're the neck, and we put them wherever we want to put them. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I want you to just talk about a few pieces, and then the fundraiser, because that's what I'm excited about.
Okay. We forgot about love. Beautiful love.
Bringing you the best in entertainment, entrepreneurship, business owners, the whole gamut. It's so exciting. I am so impressed. The vibrancy in the car and the details. Can we hold one up?
Oh, absolutely. I'll hold on. I'll hold up one of my absolute favorites.
So you really can't judge a book by its cover. And pageants are about beauty and brains and what you can bring to the platform.
'Cause girl, when you're here, nothing goes wrong.
Hello, and welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. Thank you so much for tuning in this beautiful evening in the nation's capital, right across from Howard University. I have a great show for you. Thank you for hanging in there. For those of you who did not move the dial here at WLVS, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States, the Renee Allen and Friends Show. I'm so happy. So thank you again. We're going to start off with I'm going to have somebody on the phone, and that is Sadiq.
Yes.
Hey. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How you feeling?
Good. For those of you who remember, he's a friend of the show. And before he became so famous and all this international exposure, he was here on the Renee Allen and Friends Show. And tell him all about what just happened in April for you in New York.
All right. So I was just on the Apollo on amateur night. April 4th, I had a chance, a dream came true, and I got to hit the stage on Apollo, got to rub the wood for good luck, and yeah.
Wow, I am so excited. We want to talk about the experience, because I saw on Facebook, because people just see the end result, So the process, just take us through a little bit of the process from auditioning to actually being on stage, being one of the contestants that they had to vote on in the audience.
Yes, that's how it works. So first, you stand online. I got there at 5 a.m. and then I didn't audition till about 1 p.m., 2 p.m.
Wow.
So if you make it past that audition, you get to be a part of the first round, which is amateur night at the Apollo. And then if you place top 3 at amateur night, you go to the show-off round. If you place top 3 there, you go to top dog. If you place top 3 there, you go to super top dog. Unfortunately, I only made it past the first audition, and I was featured on their amateur night. So that's kind of a little bit of how it works.
Yes. Did you get a chance to meet Steve Harvey?
No, unfortunately, no. The televised shows are the ones for the top dog and the super top dog. So I didn't get a chance to meet Mr. Steve Harvey.
Well,
yet.
You're a super duper top dog to us, okay?
Hey, boom, boom, pa-da.
Yes, bam, boom, pa-da. Listen, I'm putting you on the spot because that voice is just extraordinary. But give us a little something, because I know that you sang the song 24 Karat, was it? Wait a minute, which one was it?
Oh, no, I sang the Bruno Mars. That's what I like.
Well, Bruno Mars, yeah, anything Bruno Mars is all right with me. Can you give us a little bit before we let you go?
A bit of that song?
Whatever you like.
Oh, no, I ain't singing that one. Oh, so we do it again. No, we should quit it, but we simply won't admit it again. It feels good, but so good, we won't do it again. So dramatic again. After we go at it, we get mad, then we go at it again. Oh, I love it, but I hate it. She's my favorite. Again, wasting time. I can't help it, she's so fine. Yes, I like her style. I love the way she talks and I smile. Is that enough right there? Little
Look, you can sing to me all night, but that's enough, I guess, for now. Listen, tell them how to get a hold of you and how to get that music, how to reach out and book you for some of these events, sir.
Okay, most definitely. The easiest way to get to me is on Instagram. It's Nasim, Nasim 714. But if you're interested in like all the upcoming shows, you want to find the CD and just everything all in one. It's the website is srlemusic.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. We love you. We wish you the best. And look, whatever you're doing, we just want front row when you get there, okay?
Yes, and thank you so much for your continued love and support. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. Thank you so much, Miss Renee Allen. Thank you.
Love you so much. Take care.
All right, you too now. Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, he was right here on this stage, front and center, and sang live with the guitar and his acoustical voice, and just had everybody coming out of their offices. It was just phenomenal, surreal. So good luck to him. Love him to pieces. Let me just tell you a few things that's going on. We have Teresa Royal Brown's wonderful BBB event, which is going to be happening Saturday morning, but it's sold out. I told y'all to get your tickets now, okay? But Bold, Brave, and Beautiful Women, Not Built to Break Luncheon. It's just a wonderful, wonderful event and platform where they inspire and empower women who are doing fabulous things in the DMV metro area. So kudos to her. We also have Becky Kane, another friend to the show. She is having a wonderful her band, and she will be performing, and it's with Loose Change featuring Bobby, and it's going to be awesome at the it's just going to be awesome. So yeah, she was supposed to be here tonight to perform, but they had to practice because of something was going on. So it's live and we go with the flow here, so she'll be back again. But look her up on iTunes and everything. Becky Kane, she's fabulous. All right, I think that's about all I had, because I have a wonderful two women are in the studio. We're going to start with the author, which is Stephanie Mickle, and you don't want to miss this. Her platform, her new book, and we'll be right back. Enjoy. I believe it's Mike Winans' Progress Report, one of my favorite songs in the world.
To my mother, I wanna know have I made you proud. And to my father, I wanna know have I ever been a problem child. And to my pastor, I've been trying to be in church a little more. And to my lady, just have patience, 'cause God's still working on me now. I ask for forgiveness from anybody that I may have hurt wrong. I've done putting it behind me. There are some things I gotta get right. Loose ends need to be tied up. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. Was thinking the other night, what if my life was made great? What would you say on my progress report? What would it say on my progress report? To all my teachers, thanks for taking extra time out with me. To my producer, thanks for keeping a young fella on the beat. And to the soldiers, for going out there and risking your life for me. And to my lady, just have patience, 'cause God's still working on me now.
Hello. Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show. My God, I'm sweating up here. Are you?
Just about.
It's worth it for all of you out there.
Right.
So I am sitting here with the fabulous author to the penning book,
Yes.
Follow
The leader.
the Leader.
Follow the leader, yes.
But we want to talk about you first, because I know this is an exclusive. This is the first interview about this wonderful book on the Renee Allen and Friends show, so I'm excited, okay?
Yes,
But we
yes.
want to first thank DC Nightlife, Daryl Carter, J.B. Jones, Millie Holmes. They are the bombdiggity.com.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
We have this thread of people, which I met you on, where we have, oh my goodness, all kind. Oh, I'm forgetting now, Darius, and who else is on there?
and
Darlene
several
Brown.
people. Right.
Oh God, don't give. Oh, the Coaches Bureau.
Yes.
Daryl,
Yes,
like three
Daryl.
Daryls on there.
Three Daryls.
But anyway, it's just a wonderful group of people who just help each other, empower each other, and want you to succeed. And
Right.
that's exactly what we're trying to do here.
Absolutely.
So you're here. So tell us about you.
Sure. So my name is Stephanie Mickle. I am an author, an attorney, an entrepreneur.
Triple threat, y'all.
Triple threat.
Beauty, brains, and all that.
Right. And came to Washington like most people, following a dream to work in the political realm. And after 20 plus years of education and professional experience in the political realm, I decided to write a book and share with people what I learned on my political journey and how more women can get involved in the political process. Now, I have a public affairs company.
Yes, J.B. Jones told me about that.
Yes, I have a public
ma'am.
affairs company, and so we work with politicians, trade associations, individuals, anybody who's trying to get their brand out there, anybody who wants to do strategic messaging. We all know, and we've all seen those situations where people step in it. When they say something on camera, they probably wish they hadn't.
Yes.
And so we work with people to try to minimize.
Not
those,
us yet, but
We haven't done that yet today, but
knock on wood and everything.
right. But yeah, we work with people to try to minimize those things and really help them be successful in what they're wanting to accomplish.
Awesome. I'd like to ask you a few questions. One in particular is being involved in politics, being a black, smart, beautiful woman, walking through the halls of Capitol Hill. What are some or one of the things you had to overcome?
Overcoming many things. I think one of the most important things, and I don't think this is unique to politics, but it's certainly more pronounced in places where there are not a lot of people that look like me.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is people understanding how you got there. There is not an assumption that I went to Harvard, but I did. There is not an assumption that
Let's
I'm
set it
something
straight.
other than a secretary.
Yeah.
But I am. I was the former general counsel to a United States senator.
Hello.
But when you look like me, people don't think, okay, she's got it. Maybe she got here because of her looks. They don't think that you're necessarily qualified, and so there's a lot of work that you have to do to overcome it. But I believe very strongly that most people want to see the best. So when you show up prepared and you show up ready to perform, then a lot of that will go away. A lot of it will go away.
Oh, God bless your heart. Because hopefully you're right and I'm wrong, because I just see it getting worse and worse because people just feed off of someone else doing bad. People tend to stereotype, as you said, you're beautiful, but how could there be Harvard in her thread, like President Obama, etc. It's just something we're just going to have to just keep it moving, and pray that you're right, that it will get better. But whether it gets better or not, I think what we have to really concentrate on is just doing our best to be in the room and be at the tables, right?
Yes, and that's how it gets better, really, because at some point you have to figure out how to tune out the noise so that you can do what you're here to do.
Tune out the noise.
Yeah, at some point you have to figure that out, and preferably sooner rather than later. That way you can be as effective as you need to be in that space. So that's very, very important as well.
Well, what's one or two tips that you've used and would suggest people using to maneuver through some of those things?
Well, again, be prepared. Be on time. Be early. Be dressed the part. Look the part. Be friendly. I think that's very important. A lot of people think you have to be super aggressive, super angry, super a lot of things to be successful in politics. But if you look at the most successful politicians, men and women, take Barack Obama, take Bill Clinton, they are likable. They are brilliant, but they are likable. And so I really would encourage people to, we all want to get to the top. There is no one who works in politics, certainly not on Capitol Hill, that's not driven, that's not, type A, that's not about that life. But if if you want to be successful, just be mindful of that, because you can get a lot more accomplished. You can work in more bipartisanship ways. And I know bipartisanship is something that nobody even thinks is possible anymore, because there is so much contention information and so much.
My God.
So much that's going on that people think, oh, how can a Democrat and a Republican work together? But I work very closely with people on both sides of the aisle, and it's because I chose to see the commonalities in terms of what we were wanting to accomplish in legislation, and also I chose to see the humanity. A lot of times, as people, we forget that the person on the other side of the table is a human being, and they have concerns, they have fears, they have families, they have finances, all of these things that are super duper important to them. So that's one suggestion that I would offer. Another suggestion that I would say is to have allies. No person is an island. You can try to function that way, and it may work for a little while for you, but it works so much better in the political space if you have allies. So if I'm a woman and I'm trying to break into the political business, let me start to develop some relationships with people who have things that can be complementary to the skills that I have. They may have resources. They may know people. They may be able to write a check. And my book talks about all of those things, not just the person who's out running for office. It talks about the people who are behind the scenes, but still very, very important to an individual's ultimate success. It's easy to see Donald Trump on television or any politician on television and think it's all him, but it's really not. There's a whole network of people in any political person's space that help them get to be the face of their campaign.
Yes, ma'am. I forgot to tell you that name was forbidden on my show.
Oh, my apologies. I try not to say it too often myself.
You can say 45, maybe.
45.
But we have 44 show.
Right. Okay, right. Forever 44.
Yes, girl. But I love you so much, I'm going to forgive you.
Well, thank you. I will not let it happen again. That's right. That's something else y'all can learn from my book. Don't do it twice.
Well, that's a nice segue earlier that you said I'm getting into politics. How did you get into politics?
Well, I actually started as a little girl because my grandfather was a block captain, a Democratic block captain in our hometown.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I adored my grandfather. So anything he was doing, I wanted to follow him around. And he was the person back in the 60s, back when black folks first got the right to vote, that everybody would come to and say, who should I vote for? And the candidates would come and say, we need you to support us.
To your granddad.
My grandfather did that. And so seeing that kind of influence and seeing someone who cared enough about his community to say, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to meet with candidates and I'm going to decide who I'm going to endorse. I'm going to decide who I'm not going to endorse. I'm going to put my name on the line and say, I'm going to vouch for this person and other people are going to listen to me. I thought, wow, that's really amazing. That's very impactful.
That is amazing.
And so I, would just learn kind of via osmosis, just being in the room, hearing those conversations. And then when I got to college, I took a class called Race and Public Policy. And Race and Public Policy was a class that basically explained the numbers behind things I sort of knew at a gut level, like why certain neighborhoods look the way that they do, why certain schools are underfunded, why certain populations go to jail more than others, all of these things. And I started to see the numbers, and that really got me hooked because I said, okay, so there's a method to this. There's a methodology and a system to what we're seeing in a political space. So when a person runs for office, now I know that there's numbers behind the decisions that they're making, or there's numbers that don't support the decisions that they're making. And so for me, that was my launching pad, and that's when I decided to go on to Harvard and pursue the career the path that I've chosen.
Yes, ma'am. Well, let's get into this book since it's exclusive with the Renee Allen and Friends show. Follow the leader. You are brilliant. You are a leader.
Thank you.
How did you come up with the title? And let's talk a little bit about it.
Oh wow! So we're gonna jump right into the deep.
Yes.
I love it. Yes, let's talk deep stuff first. So follow the leader is a title that is a response to many things. The first thing that it's a response to, and I'm going to just mention these in no particular order, is the fact that there is a lot of misinformation in the air and on the media right now. There's a lot of confusion around what is truthful and what is not, what is false and what is verifiable, what is fact and what is fiction. There's a ton of misinformation, probably more than I've seen in my career, in the 20 years
news.
of fake fake news, exactly. And there's a full-out assault on the First Amendment to try to confuse people and to make people really leery of the information that they're being provided. And so follow the leader is a challenge to the reader to say, you know what, do your homework. Take some time and find out what's really true. Don't assume just because you saw it on the internet or because you saw it on someone's television show or someone's blog that it's actually true. And so, follow the leader means you be your own leader. So that's the next thing that it says is, okay, I'm responsible for my own education. I'm responsible for my own knowledge. And that matters because, not just because I care about politics, but because I care about my family. I care about my own life, my own quality of life, my own community, my own job. All of these things are impacted in the political space. And so that's another thing that Follow the Leader talks about is your own internal compass. And, and for me, that is God. That's my relationship with the Lord. And so the next part of it is, how do I impact society? How do I live out my purpose in such a way that I'm following the leader? And, for me, deep. That has been in the political arena. For someone else, it may be in business or, it may be as a homemaker. It could be any number of things, but, really being true to what your purpose is. And my political path is charted through that discussion of following the leader. So that's how the title came about.
That is so deep that we could have another hour just about the title.
Well, I'll come back.
We're going to come back in July when this book really launches, so I can have a hard copy right here.
Yes, ma'am. You got it.
But before we have to go, because we have one more guest, talk to the people that are listening or who will see the video coverage afterwards about, first of all, being in the political arena, right? I know you touched on it, but give them really your own personal silhouette of what they should be looking for if they want to get into this or should expect getting into this arena.
Right. Okay, so a couple of things immediately come to mind. One, and these are going to be practical suggestions for you. Be very careful about what you put on social media. And I am all over social media. But be very careful about that. Not that you don't have a right to express yourself, but just know that there's attribution if you decide to run for office based on how you express yourself. So be confident in whatever it is that you're putting out there, but just know that it'll be something that you may be asked to explain. And we see it all the time where a teacher gets fired because she put something on social media. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would say is, look at how you show up. And again, this is really about being your best. Make sure that whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever it is that your platform is, whatever the reason is that you want to get involved in politics, you're at your best about it. So if you say, I care about criminal justice, have some data to back that up. Have some facts to back it up. Don't just have anecdotes about who you know, what happened with them, but actually have facts about it, and verifiable facts that someone can check out, because that helps your credibility. That helps to strengthen you as a candidate. And that helps people to get excited about what it is that you're offering in terms of a solution. Most people get involved in politics because they believe they can make a difference in some form or another. And so if you have a solution that is fact-based, that's data-based, then that makes you stand out far more than the person who's just jumping up and down and yelling at the top of their lungs and being emotional. You look like you've seen that before. That makes you puts you a lot further ahead of the game. So those would be two suggestions that I would make.
Great. I want people to know, first of all, how to get a hold of you.
Yes.
I'm sure you do speaking engagements.
Yes.
Yes, because already you have the whole studio mesmerized. So give them a way to get a hold of you for engagements or to speak with you or to get the book or to pre-order.
Absolutely. So there are multiple ways to get in touch with me. I am on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. My website is www.stephaniemickle.com. My office number is 202-403-2294. My Twitter handle is Stephanie Mickle. Actually, all my handles are Stephanie Mickle, except my company handles, which are Mickle Public Affairs. But that's the best way to get in touch with me. That's the best way to find out what's going on with the book, with Follow the Leader. There's a lot of information there. The best way to do pre-sales, for you to pre-order the book, is through the website. So again, that's www.stephanieemickle.com.
Yes, and I will be following this leader. You will be able to witness her book and all the great stuff happening in the latter part of June, beginning of July, when she gets ready to launch this puppy, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, I'm going to put a little bit of Silver Logan Sharp. Oh, wait a minute. I have two, oh my goodness, I have two winners for... They have the Jazz Fest.
Yes.
DC Nightlife.
Yes.
Do you have those flyers? Did I even include those, Jacob? Because we have two winners, and I want to name them on air.
Wow,
Drum
fantastic.
That's one, yes. And actually, for that one, Diamond Balboa is the winner of 2 tickets. Yes! And for the other, yes, and for the Wine Spirits Musical Festival, it's Sharon Canterbury. Sharon Canterbury. So we have 2 winners. You both get 2 tickets. Thank you, DC Nightlife. Thank you, Stephanie Mickle. We'll be seeing you again. You're a friend of the show now, girl.
Absolutely. Thank
We'll be
you.
right back with Silver Logan Sharp. Enjoy her song from the Groovin' CD. Yay!
Well, it's not far down to paradise. At least it's not for me. But the wind is right, we can sail away. Find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. It's not far to Never, Never Land. No reason to pretend that if the wind is right, we can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Dreaming the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. Fantasy, it gets the best of me when I'm sailing. Yeah. All caught up in the reverie. Every word is a symphony. Won't you believe me? Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Dreaming the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free.
to the Renee Allen and Friends show. We are having a blast here, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
I am sitting next to Miss Grandiosity, socialite Susan Smallwood, y'all.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. Finally,
Thank you.
we connected.
Finally, and thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're so beautiful.
Oh, and so are you.
Thank you. Listen, every now and then, more often than then, I do get inbox messages about certain guests. You're one of them.
Really?
I got a lot of frenzy, a lot of,
Really?
yeah, a lot of care. That's good. That's
Wow.
good. So we're gonna give it to them because we're gonna give them a little bit tonight because I know
Okay.
you have a few movie people biting at the bit of your story. So we're not gonna give them too much.
No.
But let's start off by just saying a little bit about you, Susan. Maybe a little bit about your childhood, and how you became a woman.
Oh, wow. Ooh, okay. So I was born in Seoul, Korea. My mother is Korean. My father is half African American and half American Indian. In the military, U.S. Army. Grew up overseas in Germany and Belgium. I made my way to this area during my high school years, and then returned after the military. And every time I've tried to leave this area, I keep getting pulled back here. So I said, "There's something I'm supposed to complete here. Whatever it is, God is showing me." And entertainment is what I love. So that's why I love producing the events. And this is, what I'm doing these days.
Awesome. Well, let's talk a little. First of all, military brat. So you've been traveling a lot in your childhood, and so how did you end up in Baltimore? Right?
Yes. Oh, that's going to be part of my story.
Give us a snippet.
Woo! It's going to be part of my story. I can't tell that.
You can't. Okay, I'm gonna get something out of here, y'all. Trust me. So tell us why Grandiosity. What made you start thinking about these grand events?
Okay, well, that's been my passion for a long time. I love entertaining. I love people. I love connecting people.
Yes.
People fall in love at my events, and so I had another business, and that's part of my story. So but I've always done entertainment and brought people together, and everyone loved my events. Yeah. I used to underwrite the events. Tens of thousands of dollars for these grand events back then.
Wow.
And that's when it was called the Perfect 10 event. So moving
I like that.
forward, I think everybody knows this public information. I was in federal prison. I was at Camp Cupcake.
Camp Cupcake.
Alderson, West Virginia, where Martha Stewart was. So, with that being said,
that's part of her story.
That's part of my story. I can share that. So while I was in prison, I was labeled. I was judged. They called me hottie. They called me grandiose. They called me all kinds of things. And so I said, I didn't even know what the word meant, number one. After I found out what it meant, I was appalled. And so then I said, you know what? I'm going to transmute that negative to a positive.
Yes, ma'am.
I said, I'm going to name my business Grandiose or Grandiosity when I get home.
Yes, ma'am.
And I told the ladies there, so they're connected with me on social media. They love it because I took something negative and I ran with it.
Ma'am.
I turned it into a positive. So now Grandiosity has a lot of visibility. And so that's
Great
where we are.
Visibility. Yes, you can't go anywhere without hearing about it or seeing it or seeing you. You're all over the place. I think the last time I saw some beautiful pictures was Miami, and you're just all over the place. So with these, and they are grand. I think the first one I went to was at the hangar.
Yes.
At BWI.
Signature Flight Support Private Jet Hangar.
Yes, and it was a few of our mutual friends because I did not know you at that time.
Correct.
And I was so impressed. It was just top of the line in every way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So where is this going, the Grandiosity?
Wow. So I've started a Grandiosity lifestyle platform dealing with luxury travel, luxury vehicles, luxury private villas overseas. I was just at the Mercedes-Benz of Silver Spring dealership last week with a client who asked me to help custom tailor a Maybach. And in 2 weeks, I'll be at the Rolls-Royce dealership. So that's a start for the Grandiosity Lifestyle platform.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know that you have actually finished some of the birthday parties.
Which
Because
birthday?
I think you gave a birthday for one of my dear friend's wife, a 50th.
Oh yes. That was at the Mercedes-Benz dealership in Alexandria. Yes.
So
Yes.
tell us what goes into these grand,
Woo.
just some of the underground, what happens to make this just fly and be so grand?
Well, it's vision number one. Energy, lots of energy. You have to have a lot of patience, and you have to know logistics. You have to have resources. You've got to have sponsors. You've got to have connections. Cultivating relationships that help catapult me to where I am today since I've been home from prison. And I'm grateful to everyone, and God especially, for giving me the confidence to be who I am today.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We just had another guest who talked about overcoming. And so this is an overcoming show.
Yes, it
okay?
is.
And so share with them, because I've never been to prison, but I've know people that have been in prison. One of my cousins was in prison, right? And I got a perspective from him. Tell us what it did for your life. Because initially I would gather that you didn't want to go.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Oh, no.
So, right. So I'm just, I don't want to assume. So, because, and so once you went, how did you get through that? And then what has it done for your after?
So let me just go backstory. I and this is public information that I put on social media. But in 2010, I was suffering from something silently. I did not know what it was. And so 2012, I was indicted, and I was the feds asked. Well, I was court ordered to go see a psychiatrist. At that time, I was diagnosed with dysthymia, which is considered functional depression. I did not know that. There may be a lot of people out here that's suffering from this and that don't even know it. So lived in this big house, had the luxury vehicles, had all the luxury things that you can think of, and I was not happy. And I said, something is wrong here. And so another thing I want to let everybody know, just because you have all that, the cars, the money, the jewelry, the furs, that does not buy happiness. You have to be happy within yourself. So when I entered into the agreement and did what I did illegally, I got on my hands and knees. This was after the feds came and got me. And I said, God, please get me out. No, I'm sorry. This was before this happened. I said, God, please guide me. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. And I never got on my hands and knees. That was the first time. I got on my hands and knees. And the next thing I know, I'm in prison. And I said, God, this is not what I thought was going to happen. So I'm like, oh my God. But I had to make the best of it. I had to stay strong. I had to be positive. So I just started meditating in prison. I started doing paradigm shift in the way that I think. And it was there that I learned that materialism does not make me who I am.
Yes, ma'am.
It does not make anybody who they are. I lived in a small cube with a roommate, living out of a locker. And restricted to movements, restricted to what you could buy, restricted to how many phone calls you can make. Wow. Your life is restricted there. And I said, I will change my life. I promise to change my life when I get home. So that's why I love to produce the events that benefit other people. I love to help other people. That's my way of giving back, paying it forward. So I'm just happy in my space now. I don't have all the material things I used to have, but I love my life now because I love who I am on the inside. And that's what I want people to know. It does not have to do with any of that. And while, yes, I did start a travel blog, Grandiosity Lifestyle.
I love it.
That's what I love to do, but that's not who I am. So I want everyone to know it's not all about that. That's just my brain. I love grand stuff. That's just my vision, my business.
Yeah. Well, you look grand.
Thank you.
And, when things come and your passion is finally released, it was there all the time,
Thank you.
And as long as I have seen you and known you, I met you through Harold Haley.
Yes.
Yeah. And you have just been such a big heart.
Thank you.
Such a big heart, and to be so beautiful. I mean, she has her ball cap on, and look, she's still swagging, y'all. But when she lets all that, matter of fact, we have some pictures, Jacob. No, we have any pictures? She is just, my goodness.
Thank you.
And we'll have to do some follow-up pictures, because this one here, like our other guests, just the beauty, the brains, the heart for people and community. And so I'm at the edge of my seat, just waiting for this book, waiting for this
Oh,
this
yes,
movie, waiting
yes.
for the next event. Which, by the way, let's
Oh,
talk
yes, the
about.
next event. Oh, my God. I just came from there. I've been running around all day, so pardon me, everybody. So
You
I
still
just,
look beautiful, girl.
Thank you. I just came from BWI Airport. My next event that I'm producing for a client is going to be next Saturday inside of BWI Airport Terminal. It's called the Observation Gallery. Oh, it's lovely. Y'all got to see it. It's grand. It's grand.
Yes.
So, if anyone's interested in attending, please reach out to me. It's going to be a black tie affair for proactive behavioral health services. It's to bring awareness to mental health. Mental Health Awareness Month is next month in May.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're all affected by someone we know in the community. Mental health is a major issue. So we would love for everyone to come out and to attend that event.
Yes, please support her. And that's a big, I think everyone has some sort of mental health, because we all go through things, divorce, and, that's when I had mine. But you know what I'm
Yes, we
saying?
all do.
So for someone who is watching, what would you say about the depression you were talking about? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Sure, I
Because
can
I
go
do
back to
believe a lot of people are walking around depressed
Yes,
and
yes.
undiagnosed.
Yeah, I don't know. I just knew something didn't feel right. I didn't feel right. And I kept buying things. I kept traveling. I thought it would go away. Wherever you go, there you are. You can run to Miami, you can run to Las Vegas, but you're still going to have that same problem. If you don't fix yourself on the inside, it's still going to be with you. So you've got to correct yourself first before you go anywhere to make yourself feel better. So, spent crazy money buying stupid stuff.
Yes.
And since I've been home, I have literally liquidated almost everything that I've owned. But that goes to show how much stuff that I purchased. That was ridiculous. So that's a sign of depression, because that's unnecessary. Life is very simple. I didn't need all that. So I'm living with far less, and I'm much happier.
Now, you said a big house and all this. When you say far less, it was like 2-3 cars, or like,
Yeah, it was a 7,800 square foot home. I'm in a condo now. And I'm so damn happy, y'all. I'm grandly happy.
Grandly happy. I love the one that you said, wherever you go, there you are. I'm going to hashtag
Yes, that is very true. People
Yes.
are running away from themselves.
My
From
goodness.
themselves.
And you
yes.
can. Yeah, I
No.
love that. I love that. So how do they get a hold of you?
GrandiosityEvents.com, Susan at Grandiosity Events, or I'll give my personal cell number, 443-870-0594.
All right. And now, if y'all didn't catch that, you have to listen to the video when we put it out on YouTube. Yes. Well, I love you.
I love you too.
and
Thank you. Thank you.
And I want to publicly say that, we talked about this in the last guest. We talked about trying to do better with the hating and all the nonsense. And if you know me, you know I mean none of that. But for some reason, something happened that she thought that I was, and we had to have a conversation, because I'm not like that. I celebrate every woman, especially when they inspire others and are doing
Thank
so many
you.
things grandly.
Thank you. Yes, live
So I wanna
life
let you-
grand.
Yeah, so whoever out there is bashing and always wanting to start some nonsense, shame on you.
Absolutely.
And read a book.
And go meditate.
And catch up with yourself, because you can't run from yourself. Yeah, that's right. I love it. So is there any last words you want to say to an entrepreneur that's thinking about getting out here and doing anything grand?
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. And if you ever fell in life, we all fall in life, the comeback is always grander than the setback. Just know that. The comeback is always grander than the setback.
Girl, you got me thinking about Willie Jolly. A setup is a set what?
A setup is just a setback is just a setup for a comeback.
Willie Jolly.
That's
you know,
right.
friend to the show. Yes, girl.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being on
I
the
appreciate
show.
you.
I love you. And tell them about the event one more time for anyone.
Oh, yes. This next Saturday, BWI Airport, 7 p.m. to midnight, Black Tie Affair in the Observation Gallery.
And Susan Smallwood, Miss Grandiosity, the socialite of the DMV metro area, always gives a A1 elegant superb event. And so I will be there, and I will share with all of you and my guests and my Facebook her wonderful event. So please support her. It's for a great cause, and I believe you said for mental illness.
Yes, mental health
Mental
awareness.
health wellness, and please support her. And we're gonna have you back again. Okay?
Okay, sure.
Thank you for tuning in to the Renee Allen and Friends show. God bless you. See you next Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. on WLVS. Renee?
Miss Renee Show. Hey, Miss Renee Show. Where we at on Miss Renee Show? I said where we at, y'all, on the Miss Renee.